What do you get when you mix the monsters in your closet with a flying house, an imaginary friend, and a dead jazz musician?
That sounds like some of my favorite Pixar movies.
Well, yes. But I was going for the imagination of one of animation's greatest directors. In this video, we'll be going on a spiritual quest in order to learn about Pixar's 23rd full-length computer-animated film, Soul. 23 films. I am freaking old. Welcome to another episode of McDonald's Unboxed, where we uncover the truth behind the fast food chain's promotional tie-ins. My name is Brandon Specht, and in today's video, we'll be checking out the brand new McDonald's That's odd. As I was trying to say, the brand new McDonald's Happy Meal. If this is your first time checking us out, do us a favor and click that like button, and why not supersize your experience by subscribing to Retro Spectrum. Music has always been an integral part of Pixar films. Pixar's chief creative officer once said,
"As a filmmaker, I was really excited to be a part of that because music is so much of what people identify from the films, and I think it's what people attach to the emotion of the film."
Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me. Get that thing away from me, you guys. Put that thing back where it came from, or I'll poke myself in the eye. It's a work in progress. It's gonna get better.
Now, that's saying a lot, since most of Pete Docter's films involve a fair amount of crying on the part of the viewer, and that's something I can personally attest to. For example, how many of you out there remember the scene in Monsters, Inc. when James P. Sullivan had to say goodbye to the lovable Boo? While directing that film, Pete Docter teamed up with frequent Pixar collaborator Randy Newman.
Everyone loves you, you know. Yes, I know.
As a composer, Newman had already produced scores for films like Toy Story, A Bug's Life, and Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
So Monsters, Inc. wound up being another huge success for Pixar, and it made over $577 million at the box office and was nominated for 4 Academy Awards, including Best Animated Feature and Best Sound Editing. It was also nominated for Best Original Score and won an Oscar for Best Original Song by Randy Newman.
And the Oscar goes to Randy Newman for If I Didn't Have You from Monsters Incorporated.
Of course, that little bronze figure doesn't have nearly the same luster as those golden arches, in my opinion. In 2001, the cast of Monsters, Inc. would make an important cameo in your McDonald's Happy Meal.
Monsters Inc. 震える卵、滴るソース、てりたまバーガー。
It wasn't until 2009 that Pete Docter would return to the director's chair to bring us one of Pixar's most critically successful films with possibly the shortest title.
So long, boys!
Like most Pixar films, Up is difficult to describe in one sentence, but I'm gonna try anyways. 78-year-old balloon salesman Carl Fredrickson ties thousands of balloons to his house in order to escape humanity and travel to Paradise Falls, but picks up a young wilderness explorer, befriends a talking dog, and discovers an exotic bird, resulting in adventure, hilarity, and quite a few tears on this emotional roller coaster. And I will fully admit that I have not cried so hard in an animated movie since The Lion King.
Mommy!
Now, despite Docter's utter fixation with putting audiences through an emotional ringer upmade something like $735 million at the box office and was nominated for 5 Academy Awards, including Best Sound Editing, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Picture, if you can believe it. It was only the second animated film to be nominated for Best Picture behind Beauty and the Beast. It won 2 Oscars, one for Best Animated Feature, and, here's another one, Best Original Score.
And the winner is Michael Giacchino for Up.
The composer of that incredible score was none other than Michael Giacchino. He had already teamed up with director Brad Bird on Pixar films like The Incredibles and Ratatouille. By the way, both those films were nominated for Best Original Score as well. Now, Giacchino would continue his collaboration with director Pete Docter for the 2015 film Inside Out. The film was a hit, making something like $858 million at the box office, and it was nominated for 2 Academy Awards, including Best Original Screenplay. Inside Out would take home an Oscar for Best Animated Feature. Alright, so let's recap. Amongst other things, Pete Docter is an award-winning animation director who enjoys teaming up with talented composers in order to make you laugh, cry, cheer, cry some more, then offers up a happy and satisfying ending before releasing you into the world, a emotional wreck. Any questions?
Nope. I think that about covers it.
That brings us to Docter's latest film, which, judging by the trailers, is something like 50% jazz music and another 50% death. No idea if those numbers are accurate. In fact, I guarantee they're not. Unlike Docter's other films, however, it's difficult to discuss the box office of Soul as it was released on Disney Plus because of real-world situations.
Wait, this film came out in 2020? Haven't we cried enough?
I think she'll be okay. Now, without spoiling the film too much, I'll say this. Soul has arguably the best and most unique soundtrack of any Pixar film. When the writers were fleshing out the story, they decided that the main character, Joe Gardner, should be a jazz musician. Here's what Docter had to say.
We played around for a little while with an actor or scientist, but as soon as we thought of a jazz musician, that felt very selfless. Somebody who loves the music. You don't go into jazz to get rich and famous. You do it because you love it and you have a passion for it. And it's fascinating to watch. When you see somebody play jazz, it's like a magic trick. It's just amazing.
Actor Jamie Foxx would provide the voice of our protagonist, and musician Jon Batiste would fill in the city scenes full of jazz. Batiste also included a cover of the Impression song, It's Alright. For that track, he collaborated with British singer-songwriter Celeste. Docter's next task was finding someone to help compose the more, shall I say, metaphysical segments of the film. For that, he brought in Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross of 9 Inch Nails. Am I reading this right?
Yep.
Well, okay. Pete Docter thought to bring in the frontman for an industrial rock band together with Jon Batiste and his incredible jazz score. What sounds like utter insanity somehow works in a way I just cannot explain. Not that I'm an expert in music by any means. I mean, when I took band in middle school, it sounded more like this.
Come on, guys. It's almost lunchtime.
Come Honey.
Oof, rough. Aw, come on, they were just hungry. Look. See? They were just hungry.
Or bored.
Nothing strikes a chord like a McDonald's Happy Meal with the goodness of milk and a toy from the movie Soul.
So just as we always do, before we check out the toys, I want to peek at the box itself. We have the smile on front, just like we always do. And as I flip the box over, you're going to notice some of the characters from the film. And you see the main character right there with his little friend, the cat. And as I flip it over, oh, I like this. Soul in theaters or on Disney Plus. They didn't list that. But you have the characters in their more astral form. And then on the other side, on the fourth side, you have this like little ornament you can hang from your toy and just list what your dream is. Whatever your dream is, go ahead and write it on there and put it on your toy. Pretty simple box this time around. Let's go ahead and check out the toys and see how they hold up. All right, so here we go. We're gonna check out, see what our first toy, I got two this time around. Let's see what the first toy has in store. All right, ooh, it's soft. And it looks like I have a noob. All right, let's open this up. And yeah, it's pretty cool, very, very sparkly. And let's check this out. You got a little keychain on it, very sparkly on one side, and I'll admit, it's pretty cute. On the back side though, not nearly as sparkly as we're gonna see. It's kind of just a rainbow, not as interesting as the last Pixar toys that came out, these keychains that came out for the Pixar collection. But, you know, it's cute. I think the character as a whole is very, very adorable. All right, let's check out number two. Hopefully I didn't get the same one. I hate it when that happens. Oh, okay, so I got Mr. Mittens, the cat from the film. I got Mr. Mitten, he's like a therapy cat, spoiler. Let's check out and see how well the toy came out for Mr. Mittens. And very, very cute. Now I notice mine is not a keychain, and I'm almost half tempted to ask if that was a mistake. I don't see a keychain on this one. Maybe they're not all keychains. On the back, Mr. Mittens is very sparkly, so this one's like two-sided. It's got two really exciting sides. I actually like just the normal side where it's Mr. Mittens, but I think out of the two, that one's my favorite. I like Mr. Mittens, but they're both solid, interesting toys.
Oi! Movie's over. Go home!
I hope you all enjoyed experiencing the all-new McDonald's Happy Meal featuring characters from Pixar's Soul. Now it's time for you to have a solo. Tell me in the comment sections below, have you seen the movie Soul, and what did you guys think about it? I'd be interested to hear what you thought about the film. Also, what is your favorite score from any Pixar film? What's your favorite score from a Pixar film? Any film? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and consider subscribing to Retro Spectrum so you don't miss a single episode of McDonald's Unboxed.